going to run another time, once again. So you can change it however frequently you want to change. It can be anything. You can run it like once a year if you want to. And the good thing about this cron is that it doesn't take any memory when it's running. Only when it is running, like only when the program is running. So you don't have to keep the program running all at this, like constantly running, so that it really saves memory, especially on an XO. So for this code, there are only like 4 critical parts. One part here, this audio start, is the interface. The interface you saw, the settings you can change. Here's the B project, .blade and pop-up.blade. This is basically the interface, using this code to access those interfaces so that you can have a visual instead of code. I don't know where. There should be another file called executor. I don't know where it goes.
Because this is old version.
Yeah, because this is the old version. This is on the laptop. It's just a copy of the file on the XO, because the XO works perfectly fine. Here it's just a demonstration. The executor file should be the one that's should be the program that actually running, the looping program. So it's not here. So it's on the laptop. If you want to take a look at it, it's going to be on the XO. But this is only an image of the program. So those are the several parts of the program. And I think Matt made it into an activity. This is only a program, and Matt made it into an activity for the XO. So yeah.
Thank you.
Let me just, you want me to?
Yeah. Okay, so I can just start speaking. What I have to say is, so basically after Sheng had worked with Dr. Linton to create this activity, or to create this application, said that they wanted to run as an actual XO activity. So I started to get on that. Initially, I had started to create I essentially rewrote it to make it more extensible to other purposes. So I have a camera and microphone, as well as apparently a good thing to have would be to have temperature data or similar, so that you can put that in a spreadsheet where you can compare it all together. Okay. So basically what I'm going to show you here is how to package an activity and then use the activity I just created as an example. So let's do that. Okay. So my little slideshow. Okay. So this is creating an XO activity and some tips and tricks to preserve your sanity. Okay, so to initially set up your environment, what you're going to do is on your XO, if you open a terminal, you're gonna be in home/OLPC. So what you're going to do there is you're going to create. It's going to be what you want to. So if you have an activity called, for example, an activity already on the XO would be measure. So it would be measure.activity. And that is the directory. This normally it would be stored in a subdirectory. It would be stored in a subdirectory of .sugar, which is also in your home directory. It is also in your home directory. But for development, we are storing it outside and symlinking it into that directory. So within that directory, you're going to create a second directory called activity, and this is where your metadata is stored. So this is your icons and all of your custom configuration for the GUI and the journal. So for this example, we're going to be creating the basic activity metadata and a SVG icon. So I can show you that real quick. So okay, so I'm SSH'd into my XO at the moment, and I am in the timelapse.activity directory at the moment. So you'll see it has several files. Well, actually, we should go all the way into the activity directory. And it has 2 files. It has 3 files, but 2 of them are important. But okay, so what we have is the activity.info file is where all of the metadata is stored. And so that would be stuff like, so that's going to be the name, its bundle ID, which is basically where the system looks to find configuration and also where it stores its logs. This is going to be under .sugar default, and then and then there will be every activity on the system will have a directory like that. the class is the main loop of your program. So it will be the program, the program that contains the main loop and the actual name of the main loop itself. So this is going to be timelapse.activity.timelapse activity. Okay, and its icon, you do not, interestingly enough, they changed it recently where you do not put the .svg at the end, it is just assumed. So we just have the icon name is activity.timelapse. And so that's going to be a 55 by 55 pixel icon. And these are, the show launcher is whether it shows up in the GUI, and the version is pretty self-explanatory. It's if you increment the version, it will do some stuff in the journal to make it actually work. And I never figured out what host version does, but it apparently is required. Okay, so the let's go Inkscape. Can I do that with the command line? I guess not. But let's open up Inkscape. Okay, so we are going to. Whoops, you know it's on the other one. But anyway, so actually I can go to that page right now. So okay, so the best application for really on an open source platform for creating SVGs is going to be Inkscape. For a person in our class, Brendan Busso, created the SVG for time lapse in about 15 minutes. So it's very simple. So the thing you need to know is the canvas size needs to be 55 by 55, and so that's basically the size of the little icon on the screen of your XO. So anything outside of that will be cut out. So make sure you actually size your icon accordingly. In Inkscape, it has an option of saving Inkscape SVGs, which is actually incompatible. So you must make sure to use plain SVGs when you create an activity, when you create a SVG. So there's a little script that you can find on the OLPC wiki called Sugar Iconify, and what that does is it allows it so when you start up your XO and you get to pick your color, it makes it so the icon gets to change colors based on your own personal color. So that's kind of a cool little feature that I found really funny. And so this just goes in the directory which you had specified in your metadata file. So here's a more thorough definition of the metadata file, and so that's what it actually looks like. Okay, so after that's done, you can actually.
Can you put it on full screen again?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Huh.
Could you back up one a second? Just.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so the easy way to deploy an application is you just put your main loop file and the rest of your program files into the main activity directory, and then you create just a setup file which has these lines. So it's just sugar activity import bundle builder start. It's incredibly simple. So then once you run that file with the dev, oh yes.
Put the file, which file? Not the.
Oh, the setup.py
SVG,
file. No, the setup.py file. We've already finished, but yeah. Sorry. Yeah, but yeah, this is after you've created your metadata and your SVG already, and have also just copied all your program files into the directory itself. So this is really the final step. So once you run the Python setup.py dev, what all of that does is symlinks the directory into .sugar. And so then once you do that, you restart X, and it will show up in your GUI. So if you might have to go to list view to find it, and you can add it to your favorites and start testing it. Some of the caveats here. Activities are really isolated. If you have security enabled, activities cannot write anywhere but their data store, which is in their directory or in the journal.
Even if you have security disabled, like if you have BIOS.
Not exactly true.
No, BIOS security. So
Yeah.
If you
But you have to if you disable so the interesting thing is they run as a sort of a special random user, so they have no right